Mining can be slow and tedious, especially taking all your resources home just to have to wait for them to smelt down before you can even use them. This video shows you how to create an auto-smelter item that instantly cooks any ores you mine as you mine them. So the first thing you're going to need to make for the auto-smelter is some sort of object which is going to be the auto-smelter. So if the person's got that object in their inventory, they will automatically smelt anything they mine. So /give self will give you something. I've used fire charges, amount 1, and then data. This is important. It needs to be different to 0 because 0 is the basic one. So this will make it so not every fire charge works, only the special one. So I'm going to set it to 3, then spawn that one in, and then just rename it something so we know it's the auto smelter. Like that. And then same way we always do it, pop it into the structure block and name it AutoSmelt so you can spawn in whenever you need it. Next you need to make a different version of each ore that you want it to be able to mine. So for that it's the same thing again, just replace fire charge with the ore you want, and then you will have to rename it because they lose their data value, so I tend to just put a space after it. Then toss, there we go, and then toss that in there and save it as whatever you'd like to save it as. I'm going to do raw iron to keep it simple. Anyway, so this is the first row of command blocks. It looks like there's quite a few, but they're all really simple ones. So the first one is repeat unconditional always active. It's searching for raw iron. So this isn't the one that you've made, so it's type item and name raw iron. This is just the one that you find in basic Minecraft. The second one, chain conditional always active, is execute at that raw iron if entity nearby player. So this checks if the nearest player has the item fire charge with data 3, which is your auto smelter. And if it returns false, it will stop. And if it returns true, it will then move on to this command block, which is chain conditional always active. Execute at the raw iron, run structure load iron, which is just the cooked iron. So you can just get it to spawn the item in instead, but I saved it as a structure, which you would do just the same as we had before. Just type in iron, toss the ingot in there, and then save it as a structure called iron, same as we've been doing before. Then lastly, it's just a command block which execute at the location of the raw iron. Again, it's another if. Run execute if entity the nearest player has the auto smelter. If the nearest player has an auto smelter, it will run this and then it will kill the raw iron. This just makes sure that it only deletes raw iron that has been replaced with iron. Otherwise, it will go deleting any iron that it can find. Okay, that first row auto smelts for you, but this second row, make sure that you can't drop ore while holding the auto smelter and it smelts it for you, because it's only supposed to smelt stuff that you actually mine. So if you don't want that, then you can just leave this row out. So the first block is repeating unconditional always active. Tests for any item named Ryan. So same thing as this one over here. This one almost exactly the same thing, except rather than checking if the person's got at least one auto smelter, so execute at the entity raw iron if entity nearest player has the item with a fire charge quantity less than or equal to 0 rather than more than or equal to 1, and data 3 to make sure it's the same one. So again, this will pass true if that passes false. The next one, chain conditional always active. Execute at the raw iron again. This just makes sure that it keeps all the commands around the iron on the floor. Run structure load raw iron. So this replaces it with the one with a space after it that we made in the structure block. And then the last one deletes the original. Again, opposite situation to that. If the player doesn't have the auto-smelter, it deletes the original. So this one's replacing them if it's got it with cooked, and then this one's replacing it with the slightly different version so it doesn't get replaced with cooked later. So just to show this as an example, and structure load auto smelter on location. Didn't have enough tildes in there. There we go. This is one that I made before, that's why it's purple, but anyway. So game mode survival. If I drop this one on the floor over here, I'm mining these just as normal, except as you can see, it's dropping the custom one. It says raw iron and it's slightly slanted in italics because it is the custom one. And I'll pick up the auto-smelter. This does mean that if I drop these and pick them up again, it won't give me cooked ones, it will just give me normal ones. However, now that I'm holding it, I can smelt these as soon as I mine them, like that. It's just going to keep replacing the raw iron with the cooked ones until I drop it, and then we'll go back to normal, getting normal ones. Obviously this one I've shown you here only works for iron, but to add it for other ores, all you've got to do is the same process, just change the ore and the ingot. If you'd like to subscribe, press the button on the left, and if you'd like to watch a video on how to make a mob spawner, so a zombie that spawns other zombies, press the video on the right.